Hello and welcome to the Growing Green podcast. Your host, Jeremiah Jennings, is the owner of Growing Green Landscapes in Birmingham, Alabama, and has a passion for growing the entrepreneurship community for those who are young in business. Being a business owner isn't easy, especially in the early years, and that's why in this show we dive into a wide range of topics covering all the challenges small business owners deal with. Even if your company is generating $1 million or more, the stories from our great guest and Jeremiah's own firsthand experiences will propel your business forward. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode today here on the Growing Green podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I am so excited to be coming to you today with another fresh new show for your Wednesday. And I hope everyone is doing well. I know that this time of year is crazy. Everybody's rocking and rolling. Spring rush is kind of winding down, but summer is picking up. I know that a lot of people are just still busy, slammed, booked out, and that is the nature of the business that we are in. So welcome to the jungle. If you're in your first couple years, you're listening to the podcast, hanging out, trying to get some value, learn some things, then hope we can do that for you. I just want to come to you on this Wednesday and talk about a few things that are kind of just thinking about on my heart, and have a real show that's not anything professional by any imagination. You listen to the past couple shows, you know that we've just been kind of keeping it real, keeping it raw, and that's what we like here on the show, honestly, is like we're just hanging out. We're just building a community around us that are real people that are out hustling, trying to grow their businesses, trying to change their lives and change their family trees. That's what we're here for today, and so I hope that you enjoy that. I hope you enjoy that kind of content. If you do, then I think you'll get something out of this one. It's not going to be very polished. It's just going to be us sitting back having a conversation with me and you, and just trying to get into your thoughts a little bit and make sure that you are thinking about everything and being grateful for everything that we have going on right now. So I just want to hit on really quickly this morning, evening, whenever it is you're listening, that I hope that this brings some value to you. This isn't going to be a very long show. I'm on vacation. I am just sitting out here on the balcony overlooking the Gulf of Mexico, and I'm thinking to myself, man, how thankful and how blessed am I? We are living a life right now that I do not deserve, and I think that there are so many people, I know that there are so many people out there that are listening and not listening and don't even know what this show is, that are living a life that they don't deserve. And, you know, you hear it say, you have the business you deserve, right? And that's 100% true. If you want your business to be better, then you put more work in, you put more effort in, you make better systems, better processes. But at the end of the day, we are blessed to be born in America. We are blessed to be living in America. Maybe you weren't born in America, but you had the fortune to come over here. You had the fortune to be able to come, be an immigrant, and start a life here. And maybe it wasn't easy. Maybe there's a lot of things that you had to do to get here. There are a lot of processes. I know that I have good buddies at home that came over here legally, and they ended up going through the right processes, the right steps, and now they're legal immigrants, and they are fantastic business owners. They're fantastic family men and women, and they are growing their businesses every single day. They're growing their lives. They are afforded an opportunity that a lot of people don't have. And this is coming off the heels of hearing a lot of things going on in the economic realm, the government, the big chains, the boycotts, all of this stuff that's happening around us right now is absolutely crazy. So real time, what's happening? This is 2023, May of 2023. If you're listening in the future down the road, then you're going to be like, man, when was this? When was this happening? We're coming off the heels of Bud Light putting an ad out about a transgender man who's trying to be a woman, and they are getting backlash heavy on that. Another alcohol company followed suit. They're getting backlash from that. Just yesterday, Target has come out now and said, and well, it's not, they haven't said it, but it's just come out that they are now, their designer for their children's clothing and for their gay pride clothing is a Satanist. It's a self-pronounced Satanist. You can go, there's plenty of videos out there, there's plenty of articles. Go look it up. The one that I saw is Satanists love pronouns, or Satanists support pronouns, I think. Or Satanists accept pronouns. It's one of those three. One of those there. It's talking about how Satan is allowing pronouns, and it's very, very scary, the world that we're living in, the things that our kids are having to grow up in. And that's something that's is even crazier, is like, I now can say that my kids have to grow up in this world. It's always been my parents of like, man, I can't believe our kids have to grow up with this. I can't believe y'all have to grow up in this because we had it so different. I'm now saying that about Jack. Like, I haven't had that for my 23 years of living. That's just not been a thing up until the last 4 or 5 years. It is getting shoved down our throats. It is getting absolutely shoved down our throats. It's an agenda, and there's a lot of bad people behind it. We're not going to turn political. I'm just updating you on things that are real-life, economic, current events that are happening right now. With that being said, I go back to what I started the show with. We should be eternally grateful. We are living in the best country, the best position that you have to make something for yourself. And I sit here on the balcony overlooking the beautiful Gulf of Mexico in the evening, by the way, and I just think to myself, how blessed am I to be here? How blessed. There's people out there who would die trying to get across that ocean to get into this country, that would wash up on the shore dead because they were trying to get here. And I'm just getting to sit here and relax and look at it. And I think to myself, what has happened in my life that's gotten me to this point? I think back on how I was raised by fantastic parents. I never wanted for anything. I had everything that I ever needed. We didn't have a lot of excess, but the Lord took care of us and provided. My dad is a full-time minister. My mom ended up becoming a stay-at-home mom, homeschooling us through high school. She worked in corporate world, but then she decided to stay home and invest into us. So I was in high school when that happened. My little brothers were in elementary school. And so she taught them all the way up not for the most part. She taught them up for the second part of their education. And we could not be more blessed for the parents that we have. So if by some chance they're listening, thank you for everything you've done for us. And you've helped me put me in the situation that I am now. And you've supported me along the way. We've done pretty much everything that I've created, quote unquote, on my own. I haven't asked for money from people. I haven't asked for anything really. I just try to create it myself. I got a job when I was 16, and I just took it and ran with it. I paid for what I did. I paid for my gas. I paid for these things. My parents supported me, but they didn't have extra. They didn't have excess. What excess they had, they gave to the Lord. They gave to our needs, and we got all of that. And it was up to me to find the rest if I wanted any extra. And so that taught me an amazing work ethic. And I feel not sorry, but I feel for people that weren't raised in that type of atmosphere, because you did not get the blessing that I got of developing a work ethic, developing a sense of responsibility, of having to go out and do those things for yourself. And I'm sorry for that. I truly relate with you. I can't relate with you, but I understand. Like, you can say, well, I wasn't raised that way. You were very lucky. I was so blessed. But that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse for me to say this is how I've gotten here. I've done it on my own. Not on my own. I've done it with a great support system. I had a good foundation in place. But once that foundation was set, there comes a point where you decide to start laying the blocks and building the blocks higher. They set the foundation for me. They laid the first level. But now on my retaining wall or my building, whatever you want to call it, whatever analogy you want to have, I'm the one that's building it up right now. And my wife, Savannah, our support system around us, we are doing this together. And so I just want to say that if you are coming from a situation that maybe wasn't so good, don't make that an excuse for your life. You have the ability to change that. You have the ability to change your life moving forward. There is no one holding you back. Like, you are your biggest weakness. You are your biggest holdback, your setback, whatever word you want to put there. You are that reason. You can say you're your biggest support system. If you love yourself, if you're proud of yourself, if you develop self-help and you read self-help books and you really dive into that world and you really want to be very good, healthy emotionally, and you want to support yourself, then that's fine. You can do that. You can be your biggest support system. Whatever it is there, whether it's someone holding you back or you're supporting yourself, don't let anything be an excuse in there. And I know that might not make sense, but I hope you get the point I'm trying to come across. Is like, there's no reason to blame anyone else for your outcomes in life, honestly. Like, you might not have a good foundation. I know people that have not had good foundations, but they've turned it around. They have turned their lives around. And you are perfectly capable of that because it goes back to what I just talked about in the beginning of the show. You are living, if you're in America, there's people that listen outside of the country, but if you are living in the U.S., you are in the best position to create a business or some type of entrepreneurial journey for you, for your family, for your future. It's that simple. And so you have to sit back and look at the end of the day, what am I doing to make myself better? What am I doing to grow myself? Have I set a good foundation? Maybe you haven't had a good foundation set in the beginning. Maybe that's not. So maybe that's where you have to start. For me, I didn't have to start at a foundation. So I was able to excel faster. I have a business. I have a family. I have a house. I have a lot of things that people really wish for and look for at 23 years old. But I also don't have a lot of things that I wish I did have, that I look at other people and I'm like, man, they have that. They have this. They have that. It's all relative. Everyone has certain things that everybody, like, you're always going to have something that someone else wants. You're going to want something that someone else has. But I'm content where I'm at. And I'm not saying that in a braggadocious way at all, not in the slightest. I have so much more to do, so much more to progress, so much more to learn. What I'm saying is I have these things because I had a good foundation set. I was able to graduate high school, get into the workforce, in the workforce, let's say. I took over a business and I just ran it and grew and have learned ever since then. For you, you might not have had that good foundation. So for you, you're having to work on your foundation. You're having to work on laying the blocks. And if that's the case, then that's the case. Accept it. Accept the challenge and rise to the occasion. Start small. Start laying your foundation today. If you're listening to this show and you're out on a mower or you're planting a bush or you're spreading mulch or you're laying a paver, what are you going to do this evening to start your foundation? What is it? Is it having a conversation with your wife or your spouse about moving forward? What are you going to do to get better? How are you going to help or strengthen your marriage? How are you going to raise your kids better? Maybe you're in the conversation of, do we even want to get married? You have a fiance, and you say, well, do we even want to get married? Do we want to have a future together? Well, you have these conversations. You start these things early on in life. You start them now, and you say, let's lay our foundation. Me and Savannah started laying our foundation before we got married. We discussed things that we knew we needed to have figured out. We discussed our faith. Where were we going to be in church? Where were we going to get plugged in? When were we going to have kids? You don't have to have your whole life planned out, but you need to have some type of plan in place moving forward so that you can look back and say, my foundation is solid, it's large, it's wide, and it's deep, and now we can build the blocks higher. It's that simple. And for me, I had that. So I'm saying I'm blessed. I'm able to excel faster than a lot of people in the world. If you weren't that lucky, I shouldn't say lucky. If you weren't blessed, no, I don't believe in luck. I believe in blessings and the Lord providing for you. Then, because I'm a man of faith. I'm a strong believer in Christ. I believe everything happens for a reason. Luck is just not a thing to me. And so when I say that, if you weren't so blessed, then now you start working on your foundation today. You get your foundation set. Maybe you already have your foundation. Then what are you doing to grow and grow taller and grow wider? All right. So you've set your foundation. You discuss those things. What are you doing at this point? How are you working on your business instead of in your business? That's something to me that I'm working on right now. I'm reading the book Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell. I highly, highly encourage you to read that book if you haven't yet. There are some great principles in there on teaching you how to work on your business instead of in your business. Because if you just get caught up in the cycle, the never-ending circle of working in your business, you're never going to grow taller. You're just going to flatline. You're going to stay where you are. And that can't happen. Even if you're in the early stages, you get out and you work in the field, but you got to put the work in the night. You got to stay up in the evenings. You got to work on your business. For me, I'm doing a lot of working on my business in the nighttime right now because I physically don't have time. And when I'm working in the field, if I'm back in the field, then I don't have time to do it in the day. But you stay up late and you grind it out. We're working on growing our business up right now. We're working on starting another business. We're working on all of these things, and it's like, how blessed am I to be able to do this? That's what I sit back and look at. Is it stressful? Are you going through spring rush? Are you getting through it? Was it so stressful? Did you have equipment breakdowns? Did you have employees quit? Absolutely. All of this stuff happened. But you have to sit back at the end of the day and look at yourself and ask yourself, is there anything else I would rather be doing? Would I rather be clocking into a 9 to 5 every day and letting someone else tell me what to do? Would I rather not control my own destiny? Would I rather be up to my eyeballs in bad consumer debt because I don't have any way to create cash flow to grow my life? All right? That's what you have to sit back and look at. And if you're a business owner, which you most likely are if you're listening to this podcast, you are in a fantastic spot. You're in the top percentage of people in the nation. Like, you're changing your life. But how blessed are you to be able to do that? How thankful should you be? Make sure you don't take it for granted. That's what I'm saying here is, like, we cannot take these things and just, like, shove them under the rug. These are things that we should be very thankful about, very vocal about them. And you know what? When you realize how thankful you are, you should decide to start reinvesting into others. All right? That's one thing that I've learned. Like, am I anywhere where I need to be? Absolutely not. I have so much more room to grow, so many more things to learn along the way. Okay? I have so many more people to impact. But you know what? I started giving back. We started the podcast. We're trying to give back as much as we can. It might not be a podcast for you. It might not be social media. It might be becoming a mentor to someone in your local community and just saying, hey, I want to give back to you. It might not even be a business owner. It might be a kid who's 14, he's in 8th grade, and he doesn't know what he wants to do with his life. He thinks the trades are interesting, but he doesn't know. Maybe he doesn't even want to be a business owner. Maybe he hates school, though. Maybe he hates school. He wants to be just in the trades and work. Then you go teach him about life. Teach him about money. Teach him about how these things work, because God knows that the education system of today that's not happening. They're not learning these crucial things. They're not learning critical thinking. They're not learning common sense. We, as people who are blessed to be in the positions that we are, should accept the challenge, rise to the occasion, and start empowering the next generation. It's that simple. It's that simple. I'm 23 years old, and I should be empowering somebody who's 16, 17, 18. I should be taking kids under my wing right now who are trying to learn and grow and get better, because they don't have that. A lot of people, like, I was so blessed with parents that raised me the right way. A lot of you that are over 25 to 30 or between that age, you had good parents. That was like one of the last generations of parents that were actually like fundamentally strong. They knew they believed, they knew their faith, they knew what they believed. They took you to church. They raised you the right way. They had good morals. They had good values. Okay? They taught you those things. A lot of kids now don't have that. Like, the divorce rate is over 50% in this country. It's over 50%. So when I say the majority of the kids don't have that, I literally mean the majority of the kids don't have that. So it's our jobs to rise to the occasion and go out and empower the next generation. Teach them, educate them. You don't have to be a professor. You don't have to be some genius. I am not I don't have a high IQ. I'm not that smart. I don't read a million books. But guess what? I have common sense. I have critical thinking skills, and I run a business every single day. So that right there gives you an upper hand that a lot of people don't have. A lot of people don't have that. Those three things right there: common sense, critical thinking, and do they run a business every single day. The three things that you learn from just having those in your repertoire that you can pass on to someone else could literally, physically change their life. What has changed your life? Has it been a mentor? Has it been somebody that's come along and told you? Has it been this podcast? Has it been Brian's podcast, Caleb's podcast, Paul's podcast, Cornell and Cedric, Andrew Martinez, Nether Taliaferro? There's a million podcasts. I can't even name them all. I'm not trying to leave anybody out. Okay? Those are just the ones that come to my head at the beginning. And I'm like, these guys are giving back. They're trying to grow the industry. Keith Kalfas. Okay? Then you get onto social media. Then there's other people that don't even do podcasts, okay? There's so many out there. But guess what? Let's go back to what I said a few minutes ago. Maybe it's not social media. Maybe it's not podcasts. Maybe it's someone in your local community. You might say, I'm not comfortable speaking to a bunch of people. I'm not comfortable getting on a stage. I'm not comfortable sitting behind a mic. I'm not comfortable being in front of a camera. Then go out, find some kids that want to learn in your community. Find somebody who's older than you. Now that's that's a challenge right there. Go out, target, and try to find someone who's older than you and try to give them some value. If you're 25, if you're 30, try to find someone who's 40 or 45 and try to add value to their life and see what happens. See how thankful they are if you do it the right way. Because trust me, if you do it the right way, if you do it humbly, if you do it meekly, if you just try to add value, you don't try to tell them what to do, you don't try to change their business, you don't try to change their life, you don't try to change the way they do things, you just show them what's working for you. You show them systems and processes. You show them your everyday common sense and critical thinking. They might not be blessed with those things, so they might learn from you. If you can go present yourself in a respectful manner to somebody who's 5, 10, 15 years older than you and let them learn from your everyday mistakes, your wins, your losses, your ups, your downs, and they can come back to you and say, hey, I'm 10 years older than you, but I've learned from things that you do every single day. That's one of the most rewarding feelings that you'll ever experience. 100% ever experience. Why do I say that? Why do you think I can relate to that? I've had it happen. Guys listen to this show that are older than me, that have been in business longer than me, they know more than me. Believe it or not, they know more than me. But guess what? They still learn from someone who's trying to give back to them. And that's why I'm trying to tell you, give back to people around you. Stop being so self-centered, so self-focused. My business, my. Be thankful for the support system that you've had. The support system on social media. The green industry social media is unlike any other. I've never seen anything like it. Now, are there your bad apples? 100%. You have to vet who's posting things. You have to vet who's posting content, who's trying to sell you a course, who's trying to do this and that. Vet those things. But there are so many good ones out there that are trying to give back and help you. You don't need to take that for granted. Be thankful that someone else is trying to invest into you. Not me. Don't come tell me thank you. All right? I'm just doing this because I want to. I'm just trying to give back. I'm not looking for a thank you. I'm looking for you to say, you know what? That's good stuff. Let me take this and implement it in my life. Let me take this and go find a kid or find somebody who's older than me and try to help them in some way, shape, or form. Maybe you have one thing going for you in your business. One thing. You go take that one thing and share it with someone else, and they might share back with you 2 things that help your business. And then now you have 3 things going for you. That person has 3 things going for them. And then now, combined, y'all have 6 things going. You combine, go to somebody who has nothing going for them. You give it to them. Then now they have 6 things. Well, now there's 12 things combined total. What do you do if you take that to someone else who's starting a business? Or someone else who has a business and they're doing 4 things wrong and 6 things right? Well, you fix the 4 things and now you're up to 10 things. And now you're up to 22 things on compounding there, okay? So maybe that's a bad analogy. I don't know. You might not follow that. In my head, it makes sense. But it's just like, never stop giving back. Never stop being thankful. Don't forget where you came from. There was some point where you didn't know anything. You were figuring it out, all right? So just please, I plead with you, realize how blessed we are in this messed up world that we live in. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's lunacy, the stuff that's getting promoted to us and shoved down our throats. It makes me sick to watch TV sometimes. Like, you can't even watch a commercial. You can't watch a show. You can't watch anything without something coming on and being shoved down your throat. I understand that. But look at it at the end of the day and say, how blessed are we to be able to worship freely? We still have freedom of speech. We still have our Second Amendment rights. We still have all of the things. A lot of the things that make America what they are still very prevalent, okay? We have the freedom to do these things, and you have to realize that, and you don't need to take it for granted. You need to sit back, hit your knees at night, and say thank you to God. Literally pray and say, thank you for the situation that you've put me in. How can I now take this, go help someone else, and change their business and change their life? Through you. It's not me. It's not me doing anything. It's the Lord empowering me and my support system empowering me. My foundation was strong, so now I can build up. Go help someone else set their foundation. If they already have their foundation set, go help them lay their blocks that are making them go higher. All right? That's all I have for you today. It's nothing profound. It's nothing crazy. I'm just sitting here overlooking the water, the pitch black out there on the horizon, and I'm just like, wow, how blessed am I to be sitting up here in the position that I'm in, speaking to hundreds and thousands of people listening in, hanging out, supporting us, growing the community, trying to give back. That's the thing. The reason why I can say all this is because I know I'm preaching to the choir. I know that if you're listening to the show and you have been for any length of time, you're giving back. You're trying to add value to other people's lives because that's what we're about here. If you weren't that way, you wouldn't listen to the show. Like I'm cut and dry. I give it to you real, raw, relatable. If you've listened any amount of time, you know that. And so I hope that's what we've done today. We just connected with you. We can relate because I'm in a position that a lot of you are in, just trying to grow, just trying to be better, but trying to be thankful at the same time. So take that today, implement it in your life, go help someone else, go build their foundation, go grow their building, build it higher, whatever situation they are in their life, help them. Fix yourself. Get a good support system around you. Have the conversation with your fiance, with your spouse. Build your foundation, because you can't start building other people's until you build your foundation, until your foundation's set strong. Okay? It's that simple. It's a little complex. There's a lot in there, but I think you can just take it and say, hey, how can I be better? I need to be thankful. I need to work on my foundation. I need to give back to other people. You're going to have a pretty good life. The more people you help, the more you will be given to. I promise you, promise you, promise you. You don't do that. That's not the reason you do it. You don't say, oh, let me give to people so I get something in reward, in return. No, that's not why you do it. You do it without expectations of anything in return. But it's just the way the world works. Okay? It's just the way the world works. You give, you will be able to take at some point. You will be rewarded. And my reward is getting a message from somebody saying, hey, I'm in my first year of business. Thank you so much for the podcast you're putting out. It means the world. You're giving a lot of value, even though that you're not anything professional. Like, you can tell me that. You can tell me I'm not a professional. That's fine with me. Okay? I'm totally fine with that. But you say, hey, you're relating to me. You're helping us in our industry. You're trying to be a shining light. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. That's my reward. So I hope that today's episode was of some value to you. If it was, leave us a big 5-star rating and review. Share the show. It means the world. Like, would love a rating or review after this show. Just go 5-star, hit a 5-star, leave a 1-sentence, 1-word review. Like, you can say, great show. That simple. And that would mean a ton to us. That's our reward. Okay? So thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a great Wednesday whenever it is you're listening. Stay tuned. We have a show coming up, and I'm going to go ahead and preface it and tease it with Caleb Allman of Allman Landscape, the Kid Contractor Podcast. Y'all know that I quote Caleb a lot on the show. He's a mentor. I look up to him in this industry a lot. He's a good. I would call him a friend. He wouldn't call me a friend, but I'd call him a friend. I'm not that high up on his list, but we text every 23 years or something like that. So we're doing a show coming up with him. Hopefully Friday, if not Friday, one day next week. That we're going to be talking. If you follow his show, if you follow his channel at all, he talks about 2 words. Tempus fugit. Time flies. All right? We're going to be talking about that in depth. We're going to hear a lot of Caleb's story. I hope to peel back some layers to the onion that he's never shared before. I hope we get into some really good things there. I know we will. So stay tuned for that show. Come back. It's going to be a great one. I hope you enjoyed Monday's show with me and Savannah running from the roaches. This is actually the porch. I haven't seen the roach tonight, so hopefully it's gone and dead, and maybe I killed it when I threw it off my shirt. But if you missed that show, go back to Monday. Fantastic show. It was so funny. There was so much good stuff in there, just getting to sit out here and talk with Savannah. Love being able to be on vacation. Can't wait to get back, honestly, and go back to work. We have a lot of stuff on the books. So just trying to grow every day, man. We're right there with you. We're in the trenches. We're growing. We're trying to be better. We're trying to just change our life and our family future, just the same way you are. So I hope that, like I said, it brings some value to you. Take something away from it. Take 1 point, implement it into your life, and I know that you'll be able to be better tomorrow than you were today. So without any further ado, that is going to wrap this episode up, and we look forward to catching up with everybody here on the next one.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast. It is an honor to have you listening, and we hope you receive valuable advice to help take your business to the next level. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.